Okay, I'm just messing around with my vareac again, and I'm messing around with the extractor fan. At the minute, that is running off the mains. But the one thing I'm quite surprised at, because I thought induction motors worked off frequency instead of voltage. I thought it was more frequency required more than voltage required. But yeah, so it's ticking over slightly, well, slow enough, because I got any lower than this and it doesn't really work. So 80 volts is the minimum this thing will start running at. So if we go 120, which is what it would be like in the US or Canada or somewhere like that. So that's half our voltage rating. What are this thing's 220, 240 volt, I think, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, so that's running on 120 volts, roughly AC, and stick my finger in it, slide it down a bit. So that's 180. That's 230. So yeah, I thought that was quite weird. Obviously I don't want to pop it because this is my extraction fan. So yeah, that's on 80 volts. Felt the transformer humming, or the vareac humming a little bit. So that's 160, 200, 220, 230. I don't go to 270, then that'll pop it. And I need this thing to get all this shit out. But yeah, so $60 volts, a quarter of what it's rated for. No, nothing. Right then. Yeah, that's quite interesting. It says I can't get it out of the bloody plug socket. And then this is now running off 240. Or 230. I think we're like 238 or 237 where I am. So it's alright, I guess. So yeah. Before y'all start whinging and whatnot, yes, I'm going to do this thing properly. I'm going to have a little panel that this will plug into. It'll have, I'm not sure how I'll do it just yet. I think it'll either be 2 commando sockets or something like that, but I'm not sure. It'll have a 16 amp, because it's a 20 amp vareac, it'll have a 13 amp supply here, and then a 16 or 20 amp MCB in a control panel type thing with a like a contactor. Basically it'll be done properly, but I need to, at the minute this is only just jerry rigged up so I can have a bit of fun with it, because I'm not going to lie, this is the first time I've ever owned a vareac, and to be honest, I'm loving it. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous video I made about this. I'm not sure if there's many wiring diagrams on here on YouTube. So basically, C is your common neutral, and then this contact here, which is contact B, that is your permanent mains or feed in, and then E is your wiper, which is obviously this here, which as I call it, switch live or variable live. So yeah, this is just again a very crude way at the minute. It is dangerous, So if you're willing to copy this, then you know that you can be you are at risk of electrocution, because there is nothing stopping you from even touching. And it is disconnected, so make sure I always unplug it. That one, or that one. I think that one at the top will hurt more than that one, because obviously that's 270 and that's 230. So there's a 40 volt difference. So it will hurt. So like I say, I'm always watching what I'm doing. These vareacs are also referenced to the mains. So again, this was on the front cover of this. I've just jerry-rigged it up the earth, but I am protected by a 63 amp 30 milliamp RCD, because if you remember in the previous videos from about 2 years ago, I replaced our fuse board for a dual RCD fuse board, and yeah, it goes from here to the garage, which is also incorporated onto the kitchen ring, which is RCD protected, so I'm safe. But you've got to be careful with these terminals though, because there is nothing stopping you from touching them, and it does hurt, trust me. I'm talking from experience, let's just put it that way. I've had a belt from a lighting circuit, that hurt. I've also had a belt off a ring main, that was scary. What else have I had? And that's it really. Touch wood, I don't have any worse than that. Literally the ring main I had, it was weird, right? We had isolated it, tested it, it was dead, then separated the ring, had both lives in one hand, like one hand moving it, like had the lives in one hand, neutral in another, whatnot, moving them around, and then went to do end to ends. It was still live, and I could not let go. My mate that I was working with, I was an apprentice at the time, the electrician I was working with had to basically kick me off, because I could not let go. And it wasn't protected by 30 milliamp RCD or RCBO, so me just clung on for a long time. It did clear a hangover though, so I'm impressed with that. So yeah, that was kind of my own stupid fault, but again, we tested it, proved that it was dead. Obviously it wasn't. I think someone must have gone flicked on without me looking, but I don't know. It might have been a prank, I don't know. So yeah, that hurt. And the lighting circuit, I was, again, proved it was dead, whatnot, stripping back, because I replaced a fan in the bathroom, stripped it back, had my hands on the heating pipes that were bonded, and obviously stripped the switch live, no sorry, the permanent mains, which they come off the upstairs landing feed for some stupid reason. Yeah, so I've got a hell of a belt. That really did hurt, because obviously live went in this end, and obviously I was on the pipes, so it went like that. That hurt. I've also seen someone get a belt off a main incomer, working in a live fuse board. Couldn't isolate at the time. This particular board did not have a main switch. It was the old school type that had the just live neutral and earth terminals, and yeah, you couldn't isolate it. And the guy I was working with accidentally put his hand on the main incomer whilst touching the earthed fuse board. That was lucky. He was very lucky, because that was protected by a 63 amp fuse. Obviously no RCD protection because of the age of the building. So yeah, he was quite lucky to get out of that one. Very lucky. And that was on New Year's Eve. Yeesh. Okay, coming up in the next few videos is some things which are going to get blown up, and yeah, so we've got a paper shredder, food mixer, and on this one This one's going to be a bit tricky. Bollocks. It's got a drill or brush, permanent magnet brush motor in there. Oh, that's going to be fun to try and pop, because I tried popping a 3.6 volt version of this and the vareac was having none of it. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that one goes tomorrow. But yeah, like I'm saying, always make sure you disconnect the supply first, and like I always do, I'll just plug it in on itself. But again, this is just temporary. So yeah, so before you have a fit, oh, wrong one, can't get it back in. Yeah, do not copy that the way I've done the vareac. So yeah, I'll do a video on doing it properly, but when the time comes, for the minute, I'm just going to leave it as it is. But yeah, so thanks for watching, I'll see you in the next one.